Oh, we're starting.
We're starting.
Excuse me while I sit in my chair. Welcome.
Excuse me while I pull this out.
Excuse me.
Hi.
Hello.
We're Scattered Minds.
Yep, we're starting this again. New book, new day.
Yes.
Third time. Third time's a charm. Oh, I hope so.
I hope so too. I brought it. I brought it with.
Yay! You lovely human. Look, we have Twinkie books this time. We're
It's about time, so we can show you the same cover.
Like we needed to do that. But she's a little further than me. Okay, I am Dom.
I'm Rachel.
Mom, Dom. I like doing that.
I'm Mom. Yeah. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Hope that you got to watch our last two videos.
If you didn't, you're really not missing out on anything. I mean, we're just doing
except we're having a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, you do.
And you're not, because you're not joining us.
You can join us. Come on.
But definitely you want to, because we're having a great time.
Yes, always, always are. I'm going to start. Last time, the last book, my mom had picked a local
favorite?
I guess, a local favorite. And my local favorite, I would do nothing but start with Bent River.
Right.
We are beer connoisseurs. No,
connoisseurs
not ever.
of a beer.
Just like I really like to drink beer and I could care less.
Mm-hmm.
But Bent River is just my beautiful home away from home. And they're out with Jingle Java right now. It's so exciting.
Gosh,
it's
we have to
heaven.
cheers here. Let's cheers.
Cheers.
You ought to try this Jingle Java.
So Jingle Java is a dark coffee stout with like a hazelnut flavor. So freaking good. It's like so sweet. It just is like whatever you think about Christmas, this is where it needs to be.
At least it should start here.
Yes.
Because it's going to make Christmas a whole lot better.
I would hope so. So yeah, highly recommend. That is, there is one in Moline, one in Rock Island. This is a lovely establishment. They make great beer. Jingle Java is their holiday beer. They also come out in July, so there might be a surprise holiday or Christmas in July for Jingle Java.
Oh yeah, they do that. I remember.
Yeah.
You might know their most famous.
Uncommon.
They're Uncommon.
So Uncommon is a dark beer too, and they're very.
Stout.
You probably can't see this. I don't know if you can or not, but it's engraved there. Get bent. That's their saying.
Their logo saying. Yeah, whatever.
Their catchphrase.
Yeah, so I would recommend trying the Uncommon. I would recommend trying the jalapeno.
Yeah, there's a jalapeno beer, and I know
It's my favorite.
Yeah, there's been beers that people make that are spicy. This one is delicious. It actually tastes like biting into a jalapeno without burning your mouth off.
Really, you have the refreshing taste of the beer,
so
and
it's
the afterburn is what I call it, because you get the burn after the beer goes down, and it's
But I can't go anywhere about talking about the jalapeno beer without recommending putting a fruit beer in it. So if you have raspberry, if they have raspberry on tap, or if you can get 6-packs. You can get the jalapeno and the raspberry in 6-pack. Holly berry is what they call that. That holly berry, that spicy sweet. It's so freaking good. It's my favorite thing. It's what I always get there unless they have Jingle Java. But yeah, anyways, support local. That's what we're all about. We want to support our local, whatever we have around here that we love. Always support local. We're tired of the big chains making all the money, so we're always going to bring in something new. And I can't wait until next week when we can bring Bent River back, because for each book we're going to have one person that we're going to,
one favorite.
Yeah, one favorite book we're bringing into the mix. And so next week we get to have Bent River again.
Oh,
darn. All right, I guess we should talk about our book now. Thanks so much for coming. This is awesome. It's so much fun. I'm glad that we get to do this. We get to spend some time with each other. We probably need that. We need to talk about our favorite things, and our favorite things are books.
Reading, books and beer. My gosh, how about that? So this book is a way different book than I think Dominique ever really reads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's good for her to get outside of her wheelhouse a bit. I wonder, do you want to just first talk about what are your initial thoughts?
So honestly, I always thought that this was a book about a little black girl. I did. And I was not prepared for her having like a slave maid person. And I don't know if it's, so housekeeper.
Nanny. Yeah.
I'm like, she obviously is doing all this stuff. But then she talks about how she's white, and I was like, oh, that was not what I was expecting at all, because I don't know.
Definitely on the back side of the explanation of the book, you don't get that at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. And this is such a good book so far. I'm really I would never have picked this. This would not be a book that I picked, but I also just pick horror stories, and so that doesn't really give me a lot of variety ever.
Yeah, so then what do you think? What do you think so far?
Okay, so
you like it?
I'm not quite halfway through the book. I really like it. I really like it. Yeah, I really like the feeling of it, the like home feeling. Mm-hmm. It's like the girl is looking for family life, and she finds it in the most unpredictable way.
Yeah, I feel like it's very family
cultured,
maybe, but I also feel like there's an element there of pain that, well, first of all, I wasn't expecting from just reading the jacket cover explanation, but very relatable
so the jacket cover
in a way of, as from a child's point of view, very relatable.
Yeah. So basically, see, I didn't even read this. I guess that I kind of scanned through this and didn't really take a lot out of it, because it definitely hits on the racism. It definitely hits on like how she has a fierce-hearted black stand-in mother, Rosaline.
Right, but it doesn't
specify
tell you
that
what
she's
you find out
white, and it
yes.
doesn't tell you that she doesn't have like the tragedy of her mother.
What happened to her mother when she was killed. It doesn't tell you anything about her father and how she's being raised, except for Rosaline, her stand-in mother. So yeah, it really took me aback with that part of it.
Me too.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. That's exactly what I thought. I was going to try not to.
So let's just kind of maybe talk about, I'll give you the characters. The main characters really are Lily and Rosaline.
Yeah, so Lily is the little girl.
Yep. And Rosaline is her stand-in mother. Yeah. And
she just turns
14?
Okay, that's what I almost said, 14. And
yeah,
I was like,
she's around 14, I believe. And I don't remember. She just had her birthday. I think it was 14.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 14.
So, yeah, they're the main characters, but there are outside characters too. And the first one is Lily's father.
Yes.
Who is, he's just an asshole.
Horrible.
He's not a good dad.
No, and he's a businessman, and you can tell he's just business. He's pure business. He's like, this is the way of things. This is the way of life. This is pure business. Like, you get it or you don't. You're in or you're out. And so she's a little girl. She wants little girl things. She just wants to be known to be a little girl. She wants to have
she
her
wants
hair
to have
done.
things.
And she wants to, just look like all the other girls in school and around town, and that she sees that have these certain, like, she mentions a bracelet with like the dangly bracelet that all the girls have, and she's like, I would just like to have one of those for my birthday.
Well, and so he has slaves.
He working for him.
I think it's a peach
farm,
orchard, farm, whatever. So he obviously has money, but he doesn't get her anything. He doesn't spend any money on her. He doesn't.
I was wondering about that. Like,
it doesn't seem like
some
it.
kind of income.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And the way he is with her, it kind of seems like they're country and not wealthy.
Like, they live on a farm.
He makes her sell peaches at a stand on the road.
Yes.
But if he's got slaves, I don't know. So that's kind of.
Right.
You don't really.
He's not. It's not hoity-toity at all. He lives in this house. He's got. When her mother was tragically killed, he just pulled one of the slaves from the farm and said, "Now you're going to be taking care of my daughter." So that's basically how that went, and that was Rosaline.
Yes. Yeah. So that's where we kind of start with Lily, and I thought it was funny. The title is "The Secret Life of Bees," and in the beginning, she talks about these bees are coming into her bedroom through the walls
of the
house.
That
they're finding ways to get into the cracks, and they're coming into her bedroom. And for a minute, I thought that's what it was about.
Right.
That those were the bees, and it was going to be part of this. It doesn't seem to be.
No. And she has these certain belongings that she's found of her mother's that were kept kind of secret or hidden away. she finds them and kind of holds them near and dear to her heart. She buries them out in the peach field somewhere, and her dad doesn't know exactly where it is. She goes out there for her like peace time. This is my alone time. Buries them in the ground, knows exactly where they're at, keeps track of it, unburies them. It's just like gloves and a pitcher and like a couple just little box of stuff. And she's got a picture in there that kind of leads her to a bee farm.
Yeah, so it's a picture of a black Madonna.
No, Mary. Mother Mary.
Yes, well, it's Mary, but it's a black Mary.
Yeah.
And this kind of throws her for a loop because being that she is a white girl in the South in the early 60s, you know, racism is very strong. And honestly, it talks about that colored folks just got the right to vote.
Yeah, so they're
at the beginning of this book
they just signed over the civil rights treaty.
Yes. Yeah. So so to see Mary, Jesus's mother, with a black face was crazy to her. She couldn't believe that.
To her, it wasn't crazy because it's something that she's had for, growing through her life. But when Rosaline sees it, she just laughs. She can't help but just laugh. She's like, is that Mother Mary? She's black. What's going on here?
That's true. I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah. So she just kind of laughs about it, where Lily's like, what's so funny? What's so funny? So what?
So let's see. I guess let's catch them up to where we are.
Okay, you're a little further ahead of me, but I am at the spot where Lily has.
Well, let's take them through it.
Okay.
So
basically,
her dad's an asshole.
Horrible.
When she pisses him off, which she does regularly, regardless of what she does, he sets her on top of dry grits. She makes her kneel on top of dry grits while he demeans her or leaves her sitting there. Yes.
Yeah.
So it comes to a point where it's her birthday, right? Yes, it's her birthday, and Rosaline is planning to go to town on her birthday because she wants to register to vote.
She wants to vote. So
and
she's been practicing her name.
Right.
Writing her name
on
a sheet of paper. She pulls it out and shows Lily, and Lily said, what is that? And she explains to her that she's going to go vote. She's going to town to vote. And so Lily
there was something that was said that if they couldn't sign their name perfectly, they would turn them away. So she had been practicing, so she wasn't turned away to vote. So Lily wants to go to town with her.
She said, it's my birthday. I want to go to town. I just want to get out of the house, not be stuck here while my dad is out working. So
yeah, so she does this, but as they're getting in town, well, Rosaline has quite a mouth on her.
I think that she just is not really well, she doesn't really know socialization. She doesn't know how to act around anyone. So
True.
She just is kind of like, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want, say what I want, feel what I want. That's just the way it is.
She just doesn't realize, you think she just doesn't realize that you don't talk to Whitey like that?
Well, I don't think it was that. I think that was more of like a stubborn thing. Like, all right, you guys are already
right. That's what I'm saying. So when they get into town,
these three white boys are standing
and start trying to give her a hard time. What are you doing? What are you coming to town? And so she just says, I'm coming to vote.
Yeah. And she's got a big wad of dip in her mouth. And she carries around her
spittoon.
Yep, her little
spittoon
jug.
Yes.
And she has her jug curled into her finger. And while they're walking past these three hyped up white boys, she dumps it all over their shoes.
Yes.
So they're just ready.
Yeah. So they start pounding on her.
Mm-hmm.
The cops are called.
Yep. The cops are called because they run away into the church, right?
Nope. They went to the church first because she stole the fans.
Yeah, she stole the fan.
Stole the fans from the church.
It was hot, and so Lily led her into the church, into the white church.
Yes, that was another thing. There were fans in the pews, and they were using it to fan themselves, and the pastor came out,
mm-hmm.
and, well, Rosaline asked if they could take a couple of the fans, and he said no.
He said, what did you just say? And Lily was like, oh, she's just messing around.
So Rosalind stole them instead.
Yep, stole 2 fans.
So, and that was part of this contention too, but no, for some reason I can't remember how the cops were called, but the cops did show up. They were beating on her, but the cops showed up. I think that they were having her arrested.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, she did get arrested. That was
they
the
did.
They
well, they both
her.
got arrested, actually.
Yeah.
They arrested
because of theft.
Lily and Rosaline. Yeah. Lily was 14 years old. So on her birthday, her stand-in mom gets beat up by these racist white boys in town, gets arrested, and so does she. And of course, they call her dad to come get her.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And so he is obviously irate, and all she can think about is that she needs to help Rosaline out of jail. So she's just trying to, Dad, what are you doing? We got to take her home. We can't just leave her there. They're going to kill her. And, he's all bent out of shape.
Because he doesn't care.
Yeah. He's like, what do you want me to do? That's the most racist person in town, and she's got to go mess with the most racist person in town. What do you want me to do about it? He's going to kill her, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was kind of like, that's what's going to happen. Now she's going to be dead.
Yeah. And Lily wasn't going to stand for that. So it's her birthday. She's trying to figure out what she's going to do, how she's going to get Rosaline out of jail. And her dad goes back to work and is like, I need to get this stuff wrapped up. I'm going to be back. I'm going to wait out your punishment. You just think about what's going to happen. And
yeah. So
she's like, I'm out.
And nothing without a thought. I mean,
yeah.
She
was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Yep, I'm out. I gotta go get Rosaline. She's my keeper. She's my person. Yep. I love her. I care about her.
I'm gonna go save her. I'm not gonna let her die.
Yep, I gotta go
yeah.
save
So
her.
she comes back. She walks back to town to the jail, and Rosaline is gone.
Yeah.
She's at the hospital now.
Yeah. So, and they had a cop sitting there waiting for her at the hospital. Her. Yep, guarding her to make sure she didn't get away or anyone into the room.
She just, without saying everything, she was genius.
Yes, she was.
How she was able
manipulating. She just made up a story. She got her out of the hospital, snuck her out.
So you should know that she is a writer in her own right. She wants to be a writer when she grows up, and she writes a lot. So she's got a very vivid imagination. She was just able to see.
I read that.
Oh yeah.
Did I?
Yep. Well,
I don't remember that.
She talks about writing early on.
Oh yeah, she did, because she can read, and her dad would make fun of her for reading.
Right, and her teacher tells her she could go to she could go to this college to do this, and so she just thinks up things on the fly, and
she's a good liar.
Finds out where she is from the cops, goes to the hospital, gets Rosaline out of the hospital, and they
start tracking it.
Skip town. Yeah, they skip town.
So she actually follows this picture that she has. This
of her
Black
mother.
Madonna.
Yeah,
she does. It's got a date in a city on the back of the picture.
Tiburon,
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Yes.
So she's like, "This is where we're going. We're gonna walk there. She's figure out where this is."
She's sure that it has something to do with her mother, because her mother had this in her belongings.
Yeah.
And had this written on the back of it. So she's just adamant that there's got to be something leading to her mother here.
So I guess you should know about her mother. Her mother was killed, obviously. Maybe not.
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
If she did it.
So the thing in the book, when you're first starting to read the book, is that there was a gun that fell out of the closet as the mother was cleaning out the closet.
And she was about 4 or 5, right?
She was 4.
Okay.
So Lily was 4 when this happened. Mom and Dad were fighting. Lily was kind of hiding in the closet, watching her mom get all of her belongings together. I don't know if she was trying to leave, what was happening, and what was going on there. There's kind of touch base, hit or miss here and there. Dad tells a story, and Lily thinks it's a lie because Dad says that Mom had already left and came back to get her stuff and wasn't going to take Lily with her. Well, the gun fell out of the closet, and Lily went to grab the gun because Mom and Dad are fighting, and the gun goes off, and Mom is dead. So, not sure if the kid...
Not sure if Lily really grabbed the gun or not.
Yeah. Still kind of...
right.
She's unsure. She was only 4. She can't really remember, but she thinks she knows.
And this is what she's being told.
Uh-huh.
That it was an accident. That she accidentally did this when she was that age.
Right.
And that's what from what I gather, everybody in town thinks about.
Yeah. Well, and even the dad said, we need to have a talk about your mom. He comes in to try to have the talk, and Lily's like, I already know. The gun was on the floor. I went to grab it. So she didn't even get an interjection, really, of what happened. Dad just said, you don't know anything. Your mom was already leaving, and he gets all pissed off and storms off. So that's all we really know. Yeah, that's all we really know.
I don't like him.
No.
I was rooting for her as they were leaving, but I kept thinking, they're a little white girl and a big black woman.
Oh, she's a big lady, too. She, explains her shape. Big old huge boobs and big gut.
Yeah. And I kept thinking of Oprah Winfrey on The Color Purple. She was a big lady then.
On The Color Purple, she's not that big, is she?
Yeah, she's got big boobs. She's got, kind of Aunt Jemima stylish.
I guess that's kind of how you...
And that's what I was thinking, real stout, and I don't know why I went there.
She doesn't explain her as tall or short or anything like that. That's a great movie, though. If you haven't watched that movie, that's a great freaking movie.
Yeah, it is. So she's not a little lady. And now she's got a head wound, and she went to the hospital because the guys came back in and beat her. So broke her head open. They explain it like on her forehead where she's got stitches in there. Yep.
So
and she's black and blue.
Yeah, and she was hurting. Her body was really hurting her. So they did a lot of damage.
They slept by the side of a river.
Like a stream or something.
Yep. They walked forever until an old black man picked them up on the road and gave them a ride about 3 miles to town.
Yep, 3 miles out of town. He was going to Charlotte or something like that, and he's like, I'll leave you 3 miles out of town, out of Tiburon.
So then, so they get to Tiburon.
And they go to a little kind of drugstores, kind of.
As luck would have it.
Right, yeah, as luck would have it. So this is probably not a big town. Basically, what you're hearing here is everybody probably knows everybody. And they go into a little drugstore, which also has a restaurant. Well, it just so happens that the drugstore isn't open on Sundays. It happens to be a Sunday. The drugstore isn't open on Sunday, but the restaurant is. So she buys some food for her and Rosaline. And she sees the picture in there, the same picture she's carrying around, and she's like,
yes.
Who is that? What is this all about?
And it's on a jar of honey.
Yes.
That's what it is. It is Black Madonna brand honey.
Yeah. Yep. And so the manager of the drugstore, she gives a lie about why she's there, who she's there with, her grandma or something like that.
And she comes up with that one too, and he just offers her a name, and she's like, yes.
So then he tells her where this house is, because it's obviously in town. Everybody knows it. It's a big pink and blue or like beach house looking type.
Yes.
Yeah. He's like, sticks out like a thumb, you can't not see it.
I'm thinking Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, me too. I think like, what I think of is like a gingerbread house that's painted pink with like teal trim or I would love that.
Are you kidding me?
Like pastel goth type. Yeah, that would be so good.
Okay, so I'm seeing the goth now coming off the eaves.
Like the gingerbread,
Okay,
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
That would be great.
Teal.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like a pink and teal. Yeah, it's like a beach Cape Cod type.
Yeah, in South Carolina. Yeah. Oh, God. So anyways, yeah. So she goes and knocks on the door. She's got all the balls. Yes, she does. The same thing, man. Wow. Because that's where the honey comes from.
So she can't not. She's already seen the house. She's going up to it.
Right,
that's what we're doing here.
Because it's a pink and teal goth kind of beach house, and who wouldn't go up to it, right? I guess that's a very good point. But what happens from this point on is crazy.
I know. I read this part and I was like, there was no conversation here. There was no conversation. She knocks on the door. And a lady, first of all, she's peeking around. Okay, she peeks around the back and she sees somebody at messing with the bee, like beekeeping. They've got a net on,
right? And she hears music from the house.
So she knocks on the door, and somebody with a flat, angry face is just answering.
And did she have a cello or a?
I don't think she was holding it as she answered the door. I think she just opened the door with this mean mug on.
Yeah, mean mugging. Yep.
What do you want? And then another girl comes in, and they say that she's looking for August. So she finds out the girl's name is August. that she's looking for that does the beekeeping.
Yes.
And so she's asking for August, and it turns out that her sisters answer the door. There's 2 sisters, and they answer the door, and they're like, oh, August is in the back. If you're here for honey, just come on in.
June and May.
June and May.
These are the sisters.
There's got to be July in here somewhere. Because
we read about April.
Yeah,
already,
but
right?
they said
I know.
the seasons, and there's no July.
There's no July. I know.
Is July her mother?
Oh, that's interesting. But she's white, so
you're right.
Yeah, I know. Your mind goes so many places.
I know.
I'm like, how do they know her? Well, we haven't found that out yet. So it becomes
it has to be something.
Another story at this point. Even though it's the same, it's still Lily's story, but.
So Rosaline is with her this whole time too. Rosaline just goes along with whatever Lily says. She's the freaking. Yeah,
it is so weird.
Yeah,
isn't
she's
it?
just running the show, man. She's
14, but I think that Rosaline is used to being told what to do.
Yeah, I mean,
and used to taking care of her. So it's.
She laughs at her though.
Natural.
She's like, whatever,
like,
girl.
wow,
You've got all these stories.
It.
Yeah, you got all these stories. You're the one running the show. Go, do it.
That's true. She does, and it's just. It strikes me. She's so young. I know it's a story, but man, she's smart and witty, and she's got a lot of
great character.
Yeah, she's got a lot of meat to her.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm enjoying reading about her. Yeah. At this point, we're both to about the same point where
we've met the sisters. Basically,
they all live in this pink and teal house together.
It's August and June and May. They all live together, and August running the show. She does all the honey. She does the honey stuff. She's taken her sisters to come in and live with her, and I don't know if that's exactly how it goes, but they've decided that June and August have decided that they are taking care of their sister May
because she is
a little maybe
off.
Yeah. I thought at first she was some kind of autism
Me too.
or something like that, but it doesn't say that. It just says she lost her twin when her twin was 12.
And that was April, and she's got some serious PTSD.
Yeah, for sure. So she feels hardcore. Yeah. Feels like her feel of other people's emotions are heavy.
How they say twins just know each other and feel each other, and maybe I kept thinking
that was something that they said in the book.
Right, but maybe she just feels the losses so much deeper because she's feeling it double.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, she's very emotional, and
she cannot handle any pain, any loss, any hurt. She does not deal with it.
She breaks down. And then so the autistic part comes in thinking because she first starts humming a song.
The only reason I thought is because she started hitting herself.
Yeah.
Like smacking herself and hitting herself, and they say that in the book, and I was like, okay, well now I understand more, but
they don't explain it any more than that. Yeah, so we're not saying she's autistic,
right.
But
that's just where
she's displaying symptoms that could be thought of as.
Yeah. I am not a doctor.
And they didn't really know anything like this anyway in the 60s yet. So.
Yeah, and that wasn't. They said that she was a lot more normal when she was younger. When April was alive.
Yeah.
So they were very twins. They were very. They knew each other inside and out, everything about everything, each other. And she lost her twin. She lost her other half. She lost her person, her part of her heart. And so then she just kind of lost part of herself, obviously. So that's the part that's gone. And so kind of August and June are now taking care of May, who lost her twin, April. And all of these seasons, the reason why I even said anything about July is because August says their mother loved the spring. So all the warm weather names, they're our kids.
Yeah, their mother loved the spring. August is fall.
Yeah,
but
I was like,
okay, so
but this is South Carolina.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, chalk it all up to that. I don't know.
I live in the Midwest. It's always freaking cold.
Yeah, August is fall.
Yeah.
Hello, fall.
It's actually balls hot right in August a lot of the time.
Yeah,
it doesn't start getting cold until
October. Call it an Indian summer, don't we?
Yeah. No, Midwest
spring.
really has like 8 summers or 8 different 8 seasons? Was it 10 seasons?
I don't know. If you guys know, let us know what we're talking about down below because, we're kind of scattered.
Scattered minds?
Anyway, I think that calls for a drink.
I think I need another beer. Highly recommend Jingle Java.
Wow.
It's my favorite.
I should down it. This is so yummy. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy they have Jingle Java.
Yeah, she said, I really hope that Dom brings in Bent River's Jingle Java because I don't have any beer.
And she walks in with
Jingle Java. I put it in the
growler.
Fridge, actually, talk to them about what happens next.
What happens next is that, well, Rosalind and Lily, well, they kind of move in with the sisters. And it's a funny kind of thing because Lily makes up a story about
just accepts her
going to her aunt's.
Yeah, she said they were on their way to her aunt's.
Do-do-do-do.
My growler.
And that her mother
and father passed away suddenly.
Yes, so...
And she is on her way to find her aunt, who is now going to be her keeper.
And they told her in the store where the honey came from, so they were coming to visit. Coming to find out. I don't really remember. It was so, I was like,
random.
What? Yes.
She was just like, I need a place to stay until I can get together, until I can figure out exactly who my aunt is. I only have a first
know where
name.
she lived.
I don't have a first. She lives in Virginia. We're on our way to Virginia. It was a whole story where she just like, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Here's all the
Didn't know where
answers.
she lived or her last name.
And
right.
August knew right away she was lying. She's like, you can stay. Right away.
Yes.
Just, you can stay.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Says a little white girl with a big black woman. Yeah, come on and stay with us. That's not going to be unusual to anybody around
Never.
here.
I mean, like,
So
okay, I'm that person, but I guess...
Me too, but I was like, did they do that in the 60s?
I don't know. You know what? I thought of the...
I love that they did that.
I do too. I thought that was awesome. And I always think of it as like the Trojan War type thing, you know, where it's like you have to take in your neighbors because they could be dressed up like a god. You know, it could be some random person dressed up like a god. So people always, took other people in.
Never know.
This is the 60s, though. This is not Trojan War.
Right, and racism was so I think the thing is though that it was I'm going to be flat out honest here, it was white men that were so racist and some women and it wasn't the blacks that were the racists. So it was black sisters who took in a little white girl. I'm kind of like, of course they did. Because
I don't even chuck it out to race at all.
Well, I don't either because it seemed like it was nothing to August.
Well, yeah, I know, but you can tell that she's got a big heart.
Yeah.
You can just tell. I mean, automatically you can tell.
From the get-go, yes.
Yeah. And she just, I mean, the way Lily explained walking into this house was like, when you walk into someone's house that the smell is like the smell of your own house, or they might have pictures on the wall that remind you of someone, or the soap in their bathroom is like, oh, my grandma used to use this soap. I mean, it's just that home feeling that you get where you're like, wow, there's suddenly a piece of me here. Like, it's just that warm feeling of like, wow, this is great. This is where I'm meant to be. Yeah. So the way she explains walking into August's house is just like,
walking into Nana's house.
Yeah, that's but you guys don't know that. But yes, that's exactly like the smells, the feeling, the warmth, everything that you feel as home for you.
She feels at home.
Yeah. So she kind of is like, there's something here that's part of me, and I need to understand what it is. And I think August kind of gets that from her. Maybe that's what I was assuming is like, you're not telling the truth, but obviously you're in need of something, and so like, I'm here for you, girl. Let's figure this out. So she knows she's lying, but she doesn't think there's any malice to it.
True. So August ends up putting Lily to work with her.
Yep. She said,
tending to the bees.
Yep.
And Rosaline helps May because May does a lot of the cooking and cleaning
in-house.
So that's what Rosaline ends up doing. And
Rosaline gets really close with June, though, doesn't she? Or is it May?
No, it's May.
Oh, okay.
It's May. We both just remember jealous. Oh, wait. You're at the jealous part.
I'm at the jealous part, yeah.
There's another part that's just a little bit further. I don't think you've got to yet. But, so, it just came to, we both kind of are at the same part where Lily's spending a lot of time with August.
Lily's really interested in the beekeeping.
Yes,
though.
She's interested in what she's learning about bees.
Excuse me. Her mother...
and about keeping bees.
Her mother was what she remembers, and I don't know how she remembers this, but her mother was very much a all life matters person. So like bugs, she wouldn't kill bugs.
Oh, yeah.
She would shoo them out of the house.
Roaches.
Gross.
She used food
like
to make a trail outside of her house to lead roaches out the house instead of killing them.
Bees. So this is a bee thing. When she found the bees in her room, she used a jar and put them in the jar, would try to trap a bee in a jar and put the top on the jar and wanted to keep the bees because she thought they were so cool. Holes in the lid, yeah. She thought they were so cool and she's like, you guys can do whatever you want. You're so free. You get to just fly wherever you want. You do all this. Awesome. She obviously didn't want to kill them. But she kept 2 or 3 and then learned, like kind of came to her senses and was like, oh, well, this isn't a life to live.
Well,
so
she noticed that eventually they weren't flying around. They were just sitting there. Right. They weren't trying to get out. They weren't flying and being free. They were just sitting there. And so she realized, okay, in order for you to have that, I have to let you go.
So she let them go.
Yeah,
well,
so
that's
this
kind
just
of a big thing.
Followed up with her bee thing.
Yeah, so this was kind of a like, oh, okay, well, now she's really interested in the bees and how the bees are kept and how to take care of them and how to make the honey. And she gets really close with August and starts kind of contemplating life with her, telling stories.
And wants to be honest with her, really wants to tell her what's going on. She knows in her heart that August knows she's not being truthful.
And she walks in on a conversation of August and June talking, and June's like, you know that little girl's lying. She's lying. This isn't the truth. What if her dad's still out there? What if, this? What if that? And August is like, so let her take her time.
She obviously needs
something. Yeah, there's something going on, so let's just let her have some time.
Yeah. So, there's a great relationship there. And then Rosaline spends a lot of time with May in the kitchen. And they're developing a relationship too, and it's kind of neat, I think that Rosaline hasn't had that kind of thing in a long time. She's been alone, taking care of Lily, and
of course the dad is an asshole, so nobody wants to talk to him. Right. Everybody just steers clear of him.
Yeah, boss. You don't want to, he's your boss. You're like at work, and when you have an asshole boss, you don't want to be around him.
You just do what you're.
You get really busy when they're around. Yes.
Shit, where was that paper that I was writing on 20 fucking hours ago that I don't have anything to do? I thought I was making notes somewhere. Do you want me to fill up your glass?
Yes, fill up my glass. I think that we're about
at stopping point.
Yeah.
I think we're about at stopping point. Because
I want to say that I'm enjoying this read. It's not a long book.
No, and
it's
actually,
only about 300 what?
300. Yeah.
300 pages. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to get a lot further than I did. I've had some things come up, so I couldn't go that far. But I'm not. I mean, like, this has been a great read. I figured we could probably get through this in a week, but. Yeah, we'll definitely be.
We have busy lives too. I think it'll take another week to finish it.
Yeah, by next week we'll be able to tell you wrap up the book.
And I'm going to take a look at the last YouTube and see if we did not disclose the ending of the last book. So if that's something you want us to do, so we're not planning on doing it this time either.
Nah,
because we want you to read the books.
Yeah, why not? But if it sucks, we will be honest. We will. I mean, this is really good, and I don't usually. Just because I don't read something doesn't mean I'm not going to like it. This is not something I would
highly recommended to me.
And this is a good read.
Good read so far. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So I suggest you reading it. I suggest you read it and let us know if you want to talk about the ending of From a Buick 8. We can definitely revisit it, but
it would be cool to hash it out with other people too. Like, what did you think about the ending? Because I loved the ending of that book. Loved the ending of that book.
It was.
It made my heart stop. I had to reread a part like 3 times. I'm like, oh, no way.
It was like a twisty, turny mountain ride at night.
And then I was like, oh, good. That was a great ending.
Slow down. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Okay, today. Oh, what did we just pass? Oh, my God.
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
Great ending.
So let's talk about it. And then we'll see. I think we should say that if a book sucks.
Do we have to finish it?
Well, I was going to say we could.
What's that one that we tried to read?
Oh, Middlesex.
I don't know if you guys have to try this one. So if you've read Middlesex,
let us know.
Tell us, because I think we got like 3 chapters in or something, and we both were like,
so difficult to start.
It was so dry.
Yes,
it was so hard to just get into.
Yeah. I'm not going to promise that we're going to finish it. I do promise though that if we read a book and we finish it, and that's what sucks, We will tell you the ending first. Maybe
I
not
have a
first,
book
but-
right on the top
but
of my
we will
tongue for
talk
that.
about the book
You know what I'm
ending
talking
for sure.
I think you should read the book. The book is good. The ending was like...
That just
She might
ruins
like
it
the
all.
ending. She might like the ending. I mean, you might like the
True.
ending.
Okay,
this
good
book we'll have to
point.
come back to, and it's a big book, though.
That's a great point.
It's a big book.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that another time.
So yeah, let's talk about that. If you have anything to say about this book, if you're currently reading it, we'd love to hear your thoughts about
The
it.
Secret Life of Bees. Please.
It's Sue Monk Kidd, and it's prompted me to buy a couple other books by her.
Yeah.
So now I'm interested in finishing this up and seeing what's going to happen here. Yeah. So yeah, put any and all comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
And if you have any suggestions about local anything.
Favorites?
Brews, I was
Food?
going to say.
Brews?
Yeah, we'll probably we'll bring a little everything.
Local made products. Shop local.
We love that. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Have a great night.
Don't forget to try the Jingle Java. Good night.